I discovered that my closest friend had been stealing my ideas and presenting them as his own work, and after a heated confrontation, our friendship suddenly broke apart. But the truth is, it didn't start with that moment. Let me take you back. We had been friends for years. We met at a time in my life when I really needed someone I could rely on, someone who understood me. He was always there to listen, to laugh at my jokes, and to push me forward when I doubted myself. Honestly, I considered him more like a brother than just a friend. I've always been the type of person who comes up with ideas. Lots of them. New business concepts, creative approaches for school projects, even simple everyday hacks. And because I trusted him more than anyone else, I shared everything with him. Whenever inspiration struck, he was the first to hear about it. I thought it was natural. That's what friends do, right? At first, nothing seemed wrong. The first time it happened, it felt like a coincidence. I mentioned an idea for a class presentation during one of our private talks. A week later, he presented something almost identical in front of the group. He didn't credit me, but I brushed it off. Maybe our minds just think alike, I told myself. But then it happened again. I had shared with him an idea for a small online business project. I wasn't ready to launch it yet. I didn't have the resources. Just a week later, I saw him post on social media about starting a new, small, experimental project with details that matched my words exactly. Even the phrase I used, he copied. That was when the first seed of doubt was planted in my mind. Could he actually be stealing from me? But then I reminded myself, he's my best friend. He wouldn't do that, right? Unfortunately, the pattern only grew clearer with time. One night, I carefully outlined a structure for a big group project at school. I even sent him my draft through text messages. I explained how I wanted to connect certain points, the examples I planned to use, and even the order in which I would present them. The next day, before I could even open my mouth, he stood in front of the entire class and delivered my exact outline, word for word, same examples, same transitions, same conclusion. I sat there frozen. Everyone was impressed, praising him for his creativity. Meanwhile, I felt invisible, like my voice had been stolen and played through someone else's mouth. What made it worse was his reaction afterward. He walked up to me with a grin and said, "Pretty good idea, right? Everyone loved it." He said it like a joke, but in his eyes I saw something else, something smug. That night I couldn't sleep. My chest was tight and my thoughts were racing. How many times had this happened? How many times had I let it happen? Was our entire friendship built on lies and opportunism? Every new idea I shared, I started to fear it would end up being stolen. I began second-guessing myself. Should I stay quiet? Should I stop trusting him? But he was my best friend. Or at least, I thought he was. I didn't want to admit the truth. Because admitting it meant facing the reality that maybe, all along, I was just a resource to him, a free fountain of ideas he could take credit for. But soon, something would happen that would push me past the point of silence. After weeks of holding it inside, I finally reached my breaking point. I couldn't stay silent anymore. Every stolen idea felt like another knife in my back, and I knew if I didn't confront him, he would keep using me until I had nothing left to give. The opportunity came sooner than I expected. We were sitting in the cafeteria, just the two of us, like always. He was laughing about something trivial, acting like nothing was wrong, while inside my chest, it felt like a storm was brewing. I stared at him for a while, wondering how someone I trusted so deeply could betray me so casually. Finally, I spoke. "Why do you keep doing it?" I asked quietly, my voice trembling. He looked at me, confused. "Doing what?" "You know exactly what I mean," I snapped, louder this time. "Stealing my ideas. Every time I share something with you, a few days later you parade it around as if it's yours." For a moment he froze, His eyes narrowed, then he smirked. That same smug expression I'd seen after the class presentation. "Come on," he said, leaning back in his chair. "Don't be so dramatic. We just think alike. Great minds, right?" "No," I shot back, my hands clenched into fists. "This isn't coincidence. You're not just thinking alike. You're taking my words, my plans, my work, and claiming them as your own. Do you have any idea how humiliating it feels to sit there while everyone applauds you for something that came out of my head?" His smirk widened. "If your ideas were so important to you, maybe you should have used them first. You can't. Blame me for being quicker. That's how the world works. Either you act or someone else does." His words hit me like a punch to the gut. The casual cruelty in his tone left me speechless for a moment. "So all this time," I said slowly, "I thought I had a friend. But really, I was just your free idea machine? That's what I meant to you?" He shrugged. "Don't take it personally. It's not like you were doing anything with those ideas anyway. I just gave them life. And honestly, people like me get ahead because we know how to take advantage of opportunities. You just talk." My chest burned with anger. "Take advantage? You mean steal? You mean use people? Do you even hear yourself?" He leaned forward, his voice lower but sharper. "You're jealous. That's the real issue here. You don't hate me for stealing. You hate me because I'm succeeding, and you're not." I could feel the blood rushing to my face. My hands were shaking under the table. The person sitting in front of me didn't even feel like my friend anymore. He felt like a stranger, someone cold and manipulative who had been hiding behind a friendly mask for years. "Jealous?" I repeated, my voice breaking. "You've destroyed my trust. You've taken everything I gave you in confidence and twisted it into your own advantage. And now you stand there and tell me I should be jealous?" For a second, neither of us spoke. The air between us was heavy, the cafeteria noise fading into the background. It felt like the world had gone silent, waiting for what came next, and in that silence I realized this wasn't just about stolen ideas anymore. This was about betrayal, about manipulation, about discovering that the person I thought would always have my back might never have been a true friend at all. The silence between us didn't last long. My anger boiled over, and his arrogance only fueled it. "This ends here," I said firmly. "I'm done sharing anything with you. I'm done being your shadow. Whatever friendship we had, it's over." For the first time, his smirk faded. He opened his mouth to respond, but I didn't give him the chance. I stood up, grabbed my things, and walked away. And just like that, years of trust and memories were shattered in a single moment. It hurt, but deep down, I knew I had finally freed myself from someone who never truly valued me. And so, our story comes to an end today. But in the world of Max fables, every tale carries a lesson and leaves an impact. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you won't miss our upcoming tales. Here, where stories come to life.